Welcome back to the Coaches Show on KBPK. The pool is directly behind me, which means it's Fullerton College women's water polo time. We've got interviews with multiple athletes and giving a little bit of an update of the season so far. All that right here on the Coaches Show. The Fullerton College women's water polo program, facing a lot of different changes from last year to this year, sees a lot of their scoring and leadership move on to different universities and colleges. That's the goal of Gabriel Martinez's staff, to help his players succeed at the next level. When you look at this year, a very young core with a different leadership group that Gabriel Martinez describes as being asked to continue a legacy at Fullerton College that has 2 national championships in the last 10 years combined. When you look at this team overall, they're always looking to find different competition that's the best in the state, and this weekend is no different. They go up to Ventura to find out how they measure up to not only Southern California, but Northern as well. Ryan Osborne here on the Coaches Show, joined by Riley Jackson. And Riley, you take a look at this season, a little bit different than last year, but now you're called upon to be that sophomore leadership. How does the mindset change for you?
Last season, it's really different just because last season I was coming off the bench and I could kind of watch the team get going, and they were always pretty good about getting the game flow the way we want it to go, and I would go in and do my part and kind of come out. I get a lot more playing time now, and it's a lot more like I'm setting the pace of the game. It's up to, me and Allie. It's our only other sophomore. It's just the 2 of us this season, which is very different from last season, but trying to do our part and also kind of manage the freshmen and help them out and make sure we're all doing our part.
I mean, when you mention that, how difficult is it to be a returning sophomore who's now basically the guard for these incoming freshmen?
It's difficult, moving into a leadership position. It's a first for me, but I've got Allie, the other sophomore. We share that position, so that makes it a bit easier, and we have a good coaching staff, and it balances the work pretty evenly, and our freshmen are super talented and super open to learning, and they make it easy.
When you mentioned that you're getting a lot more playing time this year, how has your role in terms of gameplay changed from last year to this year?
Last year, I would kind of go in and play a small role and, just focus on doing my part, whereas now I'm more managing everything. I guard the middle, so I kind of run our defense most of the time, and helping the freshmen, see drives and make sure we're making our switches correctly and sliding correctly. It's a big change from last season, but I have help, so it's okay.
I mean, you mentioned guarding the middle, having to help control that defense and set where everyone is. How imperative, we'll say, is it for you to have chemistry with your goalkeeper?
That really helps when I know where the ball is. I can do a lot of looking myself, but it really helps when, Candace or Beth or Bree will tell me where it is. And again, if the ball gets entered, I usually can call out what shot it's going to be. If it's a backhand, I'll let them know, we have pretty good chemistry. It's just a lot of communication, letting me know where the ball's at, what's going on, if there's a drive that I don't see. But it's also up to me to, be aware and make sure I'm seeing it as well. So,
it's interesting you mentioned that, because a lot of people who don't watch water polo all that often will kind of just say, okay, well, they're just in the pool kind of guarding each other one-on-one. But there's a lot more communication, a lot more that you have to go through progression-wise when you're guarding someone. In your position defensively, what's one thing that you have to kind of mentally process before the ball even gets near you?
As a center defender, it's always important to know where the ball's at so you can position yourself correctly. And then drives, anyone that enters the middle is also my responsibility. Everyone, Coach Gabe teaches us to guard in areas. The middle is my area, and they all overlap. So just making sure that everyone's aware of who's entering the middle, who to hand your girl off to, what switches need to be made, things like that. You just have to figure it out as you go and control that entire area, not just one-on-one girls. You're not guarding one person, you're guarding an area of the pool, and whoever enters that area is your responsibility as well.
You look at this upcoming weekend, you could describe it as kind of a gauntlet run for you guys. How do you look forward to a big matchup on Friday and Saturday?
Being coached by Gabe, I've learned to really appreciate good competition, and we do all this work to go and show each other and show other people what we can do and how far we've come. And we've faced a lot of adversity this season, so it's always exciting to kind of do what we do best and try and keep getting better with every single game. A lot of our girls are freshmen, our starters are freshmen, and they just need more game experience, so that's always nice. 5 games this weekend will really help with that. But going into it, just knowing that everyone's going to do their best and do their part and play hard, that's about it.
You mentioned playing under Gabe. How has his coaching style been different than what you've previously kind of experienced throughout your career?
My career, I didn't have like a solid coach. Gabe was really the only person who's coached me. My high school team didn't really have a program, like a solid program. We forfeited a lot of games. Like it wasn't a good, solid, I came in not knowing the positions or the numbers. I played club for him last summer, so I've been playing about a year and a half and only under Gabe. So his polo is about all I know. So that makes it easier.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. We're here with McKaylee Franco. And McKaylee, when you look at this season, kind of a different, we'll say, perspective than what was last year. How do you approach this season knowing that, hey, you play a lot of quality opponents, you play a lot of teams that are going to be ranked, and very simply, some of the best competition in the state?
Well, I'm a freshman, so last year when I was like a senior and stuff, I didn't really play like my initial position right now, which is set. I always had to play point and set D, so it was a little hard to transition into, a center, but I'm getting it, I'm stepping out, I'm getting better every day. Our team is getting better, and also like the teams, like they're good, but we're going to be better because we have that initiative, we have that determination to be better, and our coaches care, and we care. We love the game, we're passionate about it, we don't give up, we don't quit.
You mentioned your own career and having to switch different positions just from last year in high school, now at the college level. What has been the most difficult transition for you so far?
I would say, that's a good question. I would say figuring out my own stuff, I guess, in a way. And also, it's very nice to also look up to people, because my senior year, I was team captain, and I was like really young. Like right now, I'm the youngest on the team. I'm 17. So, and a lot of people didn't really have respect for me when I was team captain. And so it was really nice, like everybody having respect and stuff like that. And so that like made it easier to transition to college. So, yeah.
When you look at the college game, just a few moments ago, I asked Riley, how is it different playing for Gabe than anyone else that you've been coached by? What's your perspective on that?
He does not like ball hogging. He hates that stuff. And sorry, I keep bringing up my senior year.
No, that's okay. That's completely fine.
My senior year, like, there was this girl, she would ball hog like crazy, and our coach would let it. And it was really annoying because there were people on the wing that were open, people at top on the open. I'm open sometimes when I'm in center, and it was just very, very frustrating. But Gabe, he will put you on if you do not pass the ball. He will call you selfish. He will yell at you. But that's what we need, though. We need a coach to be upfront about it and be bold with it. Because my coach, he was just kind of letting us do our thing, which I did not like. And it was also frustrating because most of our team didn't really care. And it was just hard to have a team like that. So I'm really grateful for my coach that cares, and grateful for my team that has respect all around and just cares about everybody.
Now, when you look at Gabe's career, of course, we've mentioned it before, not only here on the Coaches Show, but also in broadcast as well. Plain and simple, Mexican national team. He's got multiple state championships to his credit. The type of program that he has established and maintained here, was that one of the big reasons why you came to Fullerton College?
Yes, absolutely. I used to live in LA, and I was about to go to LAVC, But, my high school coach, he was like, hey, there's this guy named Gabriel Martinez. He coaches at Fullerton College. He wants you. And I'm like, okay. And I talked to him, and he gave me all the perspective of how he coaches, how his team will be. And I was convinced. And I wanted to play for him. And I'm here now. So.
You mentioned him telling you how he coaches. A lot of people, when they're first introduced to the coaching style of Gabriel Martinez, kind of look at it and say, okay, that's a really tough coach to play under. But we've heard from student athletes who say, no, that's actually one of the biggest things that attracted me to the program is the way that he drives his practices. How has the practice level been for you now being at the collegiate level under Gabe?
It's definitely harder, but I always remind myself that he cares. He always cares, and he never takes it personally, and he just wants us to be better as a human and as a water polo player. But first as a human, which I really, really appreciate. He cares about our health more, and it's definitely harder, but honestly, that's why he picked me, because I have good work ethic, and also the rest of the team does too. So we don't give up, we don't quit.
Being here at Fullerton College with a lot of brand new teammates, what's been your favorite part of being a Hornet so far?
Ooh, honestly, I just loved how we clicked, right there and then. We just became sisters, and it was really, really nice. Every time we had a loss, chin up, girls, let's go. Next time, we got this. Let's work on it in practice. Or every time we win, good job, girls, but let's do better when we did these mistakes. You get me? And also, we're on top of each other, too. We're accountable, and it's just really nice to have that kind of team.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend.
Bye, guys.
We're talking to Kaylee Rojas, and KK, when you look at this season so far, very different than what Fullerton College experienced last year, but you guys are developing your own style. How would you describe this Hornet team so far?
I mean, when I first came here, we definitely had more returners than we did now. They've gone their own way, and we have to respect that. I love those girls deeply. And we are a really young team, and I think that's what gives us an advantage. Because I came from a high school team, we were really young, but by my junior and senior year, we were in Link finals. We made it to CIF semifinals. So for us to be such a young team, even though this year it's our building year, and it might be a harder year, we might have to fight harder for these games, and our expectations high because we're known as Fullerton College, we're known as the Hornets, we're known to have the reputation of winning. But in the end of the day, a loss is a loss, a win's a win, and we learn from our mistakes. We learn from everything that we're going to gain. Worst case scenario, we're coming back next year stronger, faster, better, because we've played with each other this entire year, so we'll have our chemistry to a T, no matter what. Even this year, I've seen from our first day of practice to now, our improvement is just through the roof. I'm not only proud of myself, I'm proud of my team, I'm proud of my coach, I'm proud of our coaching staff, I'm proud of everyone here because we have made a huge impact.
I mean, when you mention that impact, you look at the growth just from the start of the season like you're talking about to now. What do you think has been the biggest growth that you have seen in this team so far?
Definitely being a team. That's one thing that we didn't really start off with, is because we were all coming from different places. Some of us knew each other, playing against each other in league. I had our goalie, Candace Tezak. I played with her all 4 years of high school, so I had that click. A couple girls from LA, a whole bunch of girls from different areas. So having that team chemistry was kind of different because no one really knew each other. People had their friends already. But now when we get in the water, we're getting faster, we're getting stronger, we're just getting better, we know how everyone plays. Once we know how everyone plays, it's a smooth sailing from there. And that's just kind of how we're clicking now. It's been rough patches, like our game yesterday, it was just an off day for us, and we've had those off days multiple times in a row. I mean, so has the Olympic team, so has USC, so has Stanford, all those D1 teams, all the best teams in the world. They're always going to have their days, but at the end of the day, their team clicks, our team clicks, and I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to be the best.
And, a lot of people kind of look at a day like yesterday and say for a student athlete, that is one of the easiest to just block out of your mind because it's just as simple as things didn't go our way. Let's look on to what we have coming up. You look at what is coming up for you guys, and it's a really difficult weekend. How do you approach that mentally?
I mean, mental aspects in being a student athlete, number one, is just going to be challenging itself. And from this game, as well as our last game against Saddleback, it was a tough loss, both home games. Every time I played a home game, I've won, especially in high school. So to come here and have that loss, mentally I was drained, but I know that as an athlete, this is my job. This is my job at the end of the day. And when we look at this weekend, we brushed off that game yesterday because we know, hey, it's not our day. Like I said earlier, USA, Stanford, USC, they all have had their bad days. When we come up to this weekend, we know how to play as a team. When we had practice today, we were busting our butts no matter what. Our coach is yelling at us, our teams are yelling at us. We're getting frustrated, but that's good because when we come to this weekend, we're coming for blood, basically. We want that win. We want our reputation back and for people to know that we are Fullerton. Even though we are a young squad, we are coming for that ring.
Is that type of mentality what brought you to Fullerton College?
Definitely. I played for La Habra, and Coach Gabe had seen a couple of my games, and he was impressed. And then I've seen Fullerton play, and I've seen their atmosphere, I've seen videos, I've seen their Instagram, I've seen everything, and I just noticed they want to be the best. And for me, I'm a small water polo player, but I still have the mentality of an athlete. I'm going to be the best no matter what. And that's what really drove me to Fullerton, because I know we have team chemistry, and I know no matter what, they're always going to play with a groove, and I know we'll do whatever it takes.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we want to thank the Fullerton College women's water polo team for joining us here on the Coaches Show this week. A reminder that we will have more water polo coming up, Water Polo Wednesdays on KBPK. October the 18th will be our next matchup right here on KBPK's YouTube page. So stay tuned with us, not only here on our YouTube page, but also on our Instagram as well. That's at 90.1 KBPK. We want to thank Gabriel Martinez and his entire staff for allowing us to come out here and talk to everyone. I am Ryan Osborne, thanking you for joining us here on the Coaches Show on KBPK.